All right, let's see if we can figure this thing out here. Hey guys, we're going to do something a little bit different today rather than my normal tutorial videos for line of battle. I'm joined out here by my Uncle John, and we have in front of us a little project that I've been working on for the last maybe month and a half, 2 months or so. And this is Inferno in the Bluegrass. Obviously, that's going to be the Battle of Perryville. This is very early stages of me kind of throwing some things together. I read a book about the Battle of Perryville, got really interested in it, and thought that it would translate well to the line of battle system. So I've taken some time, hand-drawn this lovely little map here out of colored pencils. Thank you to my girlfriend for assisting me in this matter. Unfortunately, I don't have the skill set to be able to create a map that's based on how the other line of battle games kind of are created. Perhaps somebody can show me how to do that, and I could eventually do that. And we have the order of battle fairly structured out to what it should be. There's a lot of variations, I think, that still need to be put in place for what regiments are armed with. Certain units' strengths are like impossible to find, so it's an ongoing process. But honestly, this is kind of just a little side project that I started. We'll see where it goes. There's no real plan for doing anything with it, but we're playtesting just to see how the victory conditions are going to work out, to get a feel for whether or not it works with the line of battle system. Uncle John's taking the forces under Bragg here. And what we're doing right now is playing the scenario that simulates most of the main action on October 8th. And that's where most of the action had taken place, kind of in this general vicinity. The Confederates attacked one Union corps who were kind of strung out on their own. It's a very interesting situation in regards to how the battle actually took place. I'm sure a lot of you know a lot more about it than I do. But Sheridan's division over here and the rest of his corps are situated off map. They're basically stuck in position while these two Confederate wings bear down on all these poor souls set forward over here. There's a phenomenon that happened in this battle called acoustic shadow, where Buell, who's situated about 2.5, 3 miles away down in this direction, could hear sounds of cannon fire but could hear no musketry, and basically ignored that the battle was happening until it was too late. The Confederates didn't realize that there were 3 Union corps within this area. Had they known that, they probably wouldn't have been attacking, just because strategically there really, I don't think, was any chance that the Confederates could have done anything against all 3 combined corps working in unison. Now, there was another Confederate army under Kirby Smith in the general vicinity. I believe they were north of Harrodsburg, which is a couple miles that way, northwest of, or northeast of here. But they were not able to link up with this army, and that battle never happened. There's some hypotheticals that could potentially be approached using this system. I think I'd probably need to make the map a little bit bigger, just to give a little bit more space for the players here. That glare is annoying. But you can kind of see we're right at the start of the attack. Line of battle is easily translatable, I think, into a lot of different scenarios. This is a unique situation from a command perspective because Buell isn't on the map for the Union and Bragg is on the map. But we've come up with some special rules to change things up a little bit from how the normal command system works. The structure's still in place, but there's a focus on initiative, and a lot of these actions that happened historically by the Confederate brigades when they were attacking, well, like a lot of Civil War battles, they attacked piecemeal. So we're trying to create a situation where the Confederates are going to have a difficult time getting everybody moving. He's doing a pretty good job, actually, of it right now. He's made some really good die rolls. I have some guys coming in here. This is my last brigade under McCook in his corps. Rousseau is sitting on top of Starkweather's brigade right now. Historically, they moved kind of up into here to defend the open knob as Terrell's brigade was being pushed back by Maney up here, who is a really good Confederate leader with a pretty good brigade. That's probably his best set of units right there. My guys are not very well rated. A lot of these regiments were mustered in early September or late August, so you'll notice that there's some green guys. There is another game in this system that has some green guys in it. If you've played None But Heroes, we're basically just porting those rules over. I've come up with some roster sheets. Like I said, this is all just kind of stuff that, a lot of guesses right now. Finding out what units we're armed with is pretty difficult. But there's the Union order of battle for the most part, for who's going to be involved or potentially involved. Uh-oh, Uncle John's gonna be mad. I'm looking at his sheet.
It's an excuse to see how bad I'm doing.
And the Confederate order of battle, you can see here, is sizably smaller in regards to amounts of regiments and strengths within brigades. So he starts off with an advantage if he can move quickly into these positions. His ultimate objective is the Dixville Crossroads down here. We're attempting to determine how easy or difficult that's going to be for the Confederate player based on the situation that we've structured right now. Some special rules that we've come up with to give a little flavor for this battle specifically. But yeah, I think the reason we discussed and decided that we wanted to go ahead and, you know, come up with something like this was Line of Battle has a bunch of, you know, really awesome campaign games if you've played None But Heroes. Last Chance for Victory is probably my favorite game. We've played a couple scenarios in that. But a lot of what we want is something that we can play in a night. And the amount of counters, the counter density here, I think is perfect for that. And it's not overwhelming. We're able to do it. I mean, these were just blank little counters that I bought, and I cut these guys out with an X-Acto knife and stuck them on there. So if I change them, all I've got to do is cut out new ones and stick them over the top, which is pretty easy. So that's pretty much all I've got for now. We might post something a little bit later updating you with the situation. I mean, it's a gorgeous day here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Mid-70s, makes for a good garage day hanging out and playing some Line of Battle. You got anything to add?
There's the book that you...
Oh, yes. So here is the book that I read by Kenneth No, Grand Havoc of Battle. Ooh, I really like that name, too. I was thumbing through it so much I have to keep this around it to keep it from falling apart on me. It's got a really good order of battle in the back. There's some gaps, obviously, just like anything. But as far as I can tell, this is kind of the definitive book on the battle. I've got another one coming that focuses on Maney's brigade, which are these guys right here. So we'll get a little bit more insight into what they were up to, and we'll go from there. Like I said, this is kind of just a little project that's morphed into something pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. There's some other scenarios that I think we might fiddle around with. Unfortunately, when I start on these little projects, I have a tendency to go full out. So this is kind of what you end up with. So yeah, got our charts over here, all this fun stuff. My set of rules that's been looked at a million times. So that's where we're at with that, and we'll check in later maybe. Take it easy, guys. Oh, yes, I do need to throw in a self-serving request that you all go pre-order Monocacy. We're like 48.
To take Washington.
Or yes, To Take Washington is the name of it.
At multimanpublishing.com.
Yes. Go there, pre-order that. That's going to be a great intro game to the Line of Battle series. We're only like 48 pre-orders away, so help us get there. I've already got 2 copies on order, so take it easy, guys. How do I turn this thing off? I'm so inept. Hi.
You gotta hit the X?
Yep.